What is good, beautiful people? My name is Ramon.
My name is Snow.
Welcome to another episode of Questions and Answers. Make sure you leave your questions and answers if you want to answer your own questions. We don't mind. Learn something new. The comments below. We appreciate it. We'll get to it in the next video, so on and so forth. So today's question comes from EH503. Welcome, sir. What are your thoughts about DirectX on the Xbox One? Will it be a game changer? It gets a pretty good boost. Will it be a game changer, a pretty good boost, or just a small boost?
Alright, so first off, we should just, for people who don't know on the channel, or have not been involved with that part of tech, what DirectX is. So DirectX is for short, it's an API that encompasses everything under Direct. So there's Direct, well, it used to be Direct Draw, Direct 3D, Direct, just a whole bunch of stuff. And what it is certain programs, let's just say programs for namesake, that helps the computer generate certain things. And in terms of what we're talking about, Direct 3D with DirectX, it basically is going to help render 3D objects on the screen, help with other graphical inputs, even down to like audio, which is Direct Audio under DirectX. At one point when Xbox was created, DirectX became also associated with DirectXbox, so it's kind of rolled up moving forward. Now, how it's going to work with that is because of how it's going to work with the Xbox One. Well, it already worked with Xbox and Xbox 360. You see the lifespan of the 360 actually helped push some of the games longer and push the console longer than it did previously. And that's due to DirectX 10, if I'm not mistaken. So now we're looking at 12, which will not be coming out this year. We're going to get a preview this year.
Right.
It's actually going to come out next year. And on the PC world, we talk about, cores and quad cores and all this stuff. And this helps offload some of that from the GPU and put it back onto the CPU almost. But when you're dealing with gaming, it's a whole nother thing that we're dealing with. How exactly it's going to work with the Xbox One specifically in the ESRAM is still kind of puzzled. They didn't really...
It's hearsay. They didn't say anything.
They didn't really go into too much. It was almost like throwing out there like a buzzword.
Yeah, everybody's like speculating.
Right, because if anything, PC gamers should be more excited than anybody else, because we've been dealing with Direct Draw from Windows 95, and then you've seen the evolution of killing Direct Draw to Direct 3D, the OpenGL, like all that stuff that PC people 5 years ago hated. Now when we get into the Xbox One, developers are saying like, the ESRAM is a little bit kind of hard to tap into, and to be honest with you, I don't think people had enough time with it. The games look phenomenal now, just like when people were having difficulty with the PS3,
With the cell.
but you look at it now, it's like, people are just knocking games out right now. It may still be harder, but you get used to it. I don't think the ESRAM has been fully tapped out for something like this to come in and make a big improvement.
Right.
But I could be wrong. We're talking about rendering. Again, we go back to the cloud stuff. The cloud's supposed to offload some of that. But what happens if you're playing a game that doesn't need the cloud or can't access the cloud?
Right.
If you're playing something like Titanfall, it always has to be connected anyway. So let's just say something like, because they use Forza to do it, let's just say you're not playing Forza online for whatever reason. Okay, so you're relying on the RAM and maybe the ESRAM. So maybe something like the DirectX 12 improvements can handle that. Well, the reason why I go that route is because the DirectX 12 is also supposed to be not only for Microsoft computers, but for cell phones and tablets. So it has to be, looked at in that kind of light where it's just going to enhance the rendering of graphics.
That's dope. It's almost like one API across the board for developers.
Right.
That's got to be attractive to them.
Right, and truth be told, all these games are always made on a computer anyway. So if you give the developer something more common that they can work with, that they've already been working with, would be anything DirectX related,
right,
it can help maybe streamline the process of making the games. So, anything to make it easier, because right now, between the two, it's harder to make a game. Because no one says anything about the Wii being hard, the Wii U being hard to make games for. But
they just don't make games
for it because they don't want to deal with the tablet, So, but as far as the architecture goes, the beef right now is the X1 is a little bit harder. Or it's either it's harder or people just love making it on the PS4 because it's so much easier. And that could be a cake thing. Like, oh, it was so damn hard before, we praising you now because it's so easy. But
I think what I'm interested to see if it unfolds is it looks to me like there's a triple threat here.
Right.
You've got the actual hardware, right, which by itself is not as powerful as Sony. But then you've got the cloud, which offloads some of that. And then you've got DirectX, which makes certain things more efficient. So like those three come together might offset the raw power of the PlayStation 4. Which is fine. I mean,
but even if you just even it up for right now.
Yeah. That's fine. I've got no beef with it, but I don't think it'll be. It's not for us.
Yeah, it's really not.
It's not for us. It's for the developers, and they're gonna be like, oh, okay. And it's more for Microsoft Vision, at a very surface level thing. It's for Microsoft Vision of really unifying the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Where you play a game, you play Battlefield at home. You pause the game. You get on a train. You continue to play it on your tablet. And you get some aspects of it on your phone. It's all about this across the board thing and making developers more comfortable with making. Think about Apple. Apple's got the SDK for iOS, not iPhone, not iPad,
right?
iOS, and now Mac is included in that.
Right.
You make your app. Here's the foundation. And you throw it out to these 3 different platforms one time with very little effort.
Right, and it's an efficiency thing. And with the efficiency, you cooling down the GPU chip.
Yeah.
You're not stressing it. And if you can not stress it on a tablet or a smartphone, obviously, on the bigger machines, which is your Xbox One and your PC,
go harder.
You go even harder. And some speculations right now, because they didn't say anything, this could be a straight up 8.1 moving forward. And I don't care what anybody say, Xbox One is 8.1 as well. So like this could be a Windows 8 thing going forward, because you got the 8.1 on the tablets and the cell phones, 8.1 on the desktops. And we know that they want to get away from supporting 7, which is my favorite one right now. And it's like, how do you do that? Well, you put your foot down and say, listen, get with the program, or get left behind. So, and 8.1 is slim as hell. So I can see why they don't want to even look at 7, because when Vista came out, there was one did specific, I think it was either 10 or 8, I forget which one it was, and I was still on XP, and this is when I was still kind of sort of gaming, but I was doing some other programs that needed that DirectX, so I got stuck, so I couldn't do it, because I jumped from XP to 7, so we can see how that works out, and that's more on the PC side versus the Xbox One. Right. I'm sorry, but you can't, for DirectX, you have to mention the PC. It's more of a PC thing,
right? This is across the board.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be
But the most people who's going to benefit it is PC gamers or anybody.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anybody doing any kind of rendering, AutoCAD, any kind of rendering like that, is going to see it on PC.
What's the other one on the PC? The OpenGL. That's the free one, right?
Yeah.
But we don't. Lately. They just had a significant increase with that OpenGL. I saw.
Yeah.
Like a month or 2 ago, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Battlefield was running up to like 14% more efficiently with the new OpenGL drivers. As if Battlefield runs at all.
Battlefield doesn't run on a console. It doesn't require OpenGL or any of that stuff. So I don't. Yeah, that's
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, leave your questions below. Like I said, we'll get to you. We'll answer them. Whatever you want to know. My name is Ramon.
My name is Snow.
We're out of here.
On.